great tune-up we've got booked in for today. One of our favourite combinations, one that seems to be quite common here, L77 VE Commodore. This one's in for a flex fuel tune. So from the factory, these cars have flex fuel enabled, which means they can run on 98 octane fuel or petrol and go through to E85. However, the tuning of them is very conservative to the point where if you run the car on E85, you don't get any of the extra power benefits that E85 has to offer. Now this is a great sort of tech piece because this, the owner of this VE's gone, well, I actually want to enjoy the benefits of E85. I want the car tuned better on 98. I want more. Let's see what we can do. So he's bought in 60 litres of E85, brought it in with a quarter of a tank of 98 in it, and said, get to work, lads. Now, as you would know, this is one of my favourite Commodore combos. You know why? Because the transmission is a manual 6-speed. And he's obviously been watching our tech videos, I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh here, because he's got rid of the junk plastic engine cover again that traps in all the heat. So, time for the tuning to begin. Let's get stuck into it and let's see what we end up with. So we optimised the tune on each of the different fuels and of course measured the car standard. Now this thing's got VCM OTR on it over the radiator inlet. It's got headers and cats, but runs through a stock exhaust. So it is an interesting combo, but it worked out pretty well. Due to the low drivetrain loss of the manual, it made 248 kilowatts at the wheels, dead standard. So, you know, it's given us a bit of work to do to improve. We tuned it on petrol, we've adjusted it on petrol, and we actually gained 20 kilowatts at the rear wheels. We took this thing to 268 on the quarter of a tank of 98 octane that was there. And of course, we got some pretty good torque gains as well. Just let me adjust the screen a little bit here because I made a bit of a mess up, but that's okay. So we did different levels of E85 in the tank until eventually we pretty much got it on E85. It was reading about E79, E80, so that's good enough. That's where you want to be, and if you are filling the car with a little bit of 98 in the tank, you will get that kind of dilution occurring, so that's fine. So, making the E85 sliding scale tables more aggressive and matching the fuel, watching for detonation, measuring knock, and getting the right air-fuel ratios rather than running it overly rich like the factory would, we were able to squeeze 281 kilowatts at the rear wheels out of this essentially stock with a couple of bolt-ons L77 engine. Now, if we were to add like a decent cam into this, like a GM Motorsport Street Racer 2, for example, and do the DOD delete, there is no reason why this package wouldn't make upwards of 340 at the tyres. So, real smart thing to do, get it flex fuel tuned to get it set up. We've enjoyed doing the job, and it shows for what little expenditure, what sort of gains you can get out of what is a very solid platform. More to come soon.